Welcome to the Pop-Up Research Station, where we explore temporary public art, creative placemaking, and cultural urban planning by having conversations with the artists and arts organizers who make it happen. We offer valuable insights and solutions for programming by presenting case studies from real-time projects that benefit the arts community. Our cafes serve as a data collection session, allowing for the review and application of findings in future projects, ultimately leading to improved outcomes. Thank you for joining us.
Preston Park and Brighton.
So now what Mr. Keir is doing is creating filler in the notches because there's gaps from the chainsaw cuts before they drill holes to secure the sculpture. Long screws that are going to go in to secure it in space. So now they're gonna take it down again so that they could but she's passing the
So is it important that she sealed the roofs so that moisture doesn't get in those fresh cuts? The trees are already dead. And what will happen with those cuts, moisture, my understanding, that moisture is going to go down inside of that and then it'll add to, just kind of like explaining it here. So that part was kind of really well thought, again, thought out. She is an expert in, the work that she does with, as a wood designer.
so they're putting a wood stain on that's yellow, and Christine says that from Google Maps In the aerials, you can see it by the yellow kind of popping out, picking up that color. And that's what her installer is putting on the inside. And he's doing this to put an application onto both sides, and it's also sealing it so that it doesn't have a wood rot. So again, you said the yellow is for
the notches to see, because now what you have is end grain, and end grain that's facing up is like a straw. It'll slurp the water that comes down, you know, when it rains. It'll go right into the wood, and that's not good. Rust-Oleum is wonderful.
do you have to apply this again once you put it on once?
You know, it's secreted, so I don't think so.
Now, does this have to dry before you set the sculpture back down inside? So what are we going to do? How long does it take for it to dry? Because it's not going to mess with the stain on it?
Well, I would, I don't know what to do with it.
Interesting enough that log that we saw right there, it's going to be cut down into another seating element.
Okay, so yes, we're going to wait for it to dry.
Tell the underside of the sculpture is coated with clear epoxy. And it's a coating, it's marine epoxy, you know, these for boats. So it's water resistant, and that's what I do also whenever I'm attaching one piece of wood to another outdoors.
Well, I mean, I've had some experience with marine wood on a fence that we've done for a migration garden, and I guess the wood wasn't primed correctly, so not even 10 years passed where we were suffering wood rot on that marine grade wood.
Was it marine grade plywood? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
That should last.
Right, it should have, but it didn't. So we had to replace that for some reason. I think it was, again, a lot to do with the preparation, the under priming and all that, and then sealing it with, like you said, with the stain.
Did you use cedar to replace? Because cedar's the best. That's what they use for fences.
They just used marine grade wood, and they had a sign made, and the sign just, you know, it's just wood rot is happening with the whole installation. So again, I know that it's important for how we prime these surfaces.
Yeah, what I tell people is pretend you're putting up a deck or a fence or something like that. If you want it to go gray, fine. But if you want it to retain some sort of color, you've got to apply the color, and then, you know, sometimes you have to do a little touch-up. And this is going to look nice.
I think so too. I really like the way
He's gonna swing the bucket out of the way so you can see it.
Okay. So does it look like it's going this way?
Well,
I think from right here it looks going that way.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
but the thing is, it's, drop and stuff. I want to get something underneath, put some of this on something, there's too much in the can.
We had to remove some of these limbs right here because they were like, kind of overhanging and in the way. There was first a little bit of resistance for cutting those oaks because of them being very important to the canopy in Hazel Crest Open Land Arboretum. And then here we are again, listing and putting the sculpture back in place after the notches and everything had been sealed, and painted. And this is the beginning, kind of showing these backward. This is the tree that was kind of cut down and measured so that we got the right height for the for the delivery of the sculpture. And of course, the general contractor here from the village is Carl Person. And this is the delivery of the actual sculpture when before it was delivered and attached and installed. Just making sure everything is smooth. And the grooves were cut in, so that if there's any water, it doesn't set on top of the sculpture, it'll actually drain off and go on down into the drain areas. So that sculpture, you'll be able to see it from Emerson Street. And folks really come through this area. They just kind of like use this as a crossfire pathway coming into the open land from the neighborhood. And then they cut through here and they can go all the way over to the other side where the apartments are on the other side. So this is a new kind of like opened up walking path that the village, kind of removed a lot of grass and overgrown grass, so it makes it easier for, cross traffic.
But yeah, where the
Agree that's north and south. No, I'll come back.
They're cutting the ridges in here for the water flow to come off, as Peter requested, a drainage.
No, he's good. Emerson.
Emerson. Emerso. Name of that street is Emerson.
Yeah.
She's out the way.
Gotta be one sometime.
Marilyn again, she's the master gardener of the open lands, and she's also the commissioner of the beautification committee, open lands.
Days to cure, that's when it's good to go ahead and put a filler in. I thought I might have to wait till next year. No, it's right now with this temperature, normally it takes about 6-7 days. When it gets colder, it takes a little bit longer to cure. Right. But right now, it's still warm out, so especially like next week is gonna be warm, so it's gonna be good.
So by the time the sculpture is delivered, which will be delivered on October 1st, it'll be cured by then,
yes.
for it to set like
perfect.
500-600 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Usually, when we do concrete and driveway entrances, it takes about 7 days to cure. So that's when we allow cars to drive over them in a week or so.
Yeah, fully cured is, longer yet.
Yeah, in the winter it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, next week what we'll do, we'll cut the plastic down at that ring and then rip the top off.
Oh, okay.
So we won't see it, and then we'll throw the concrete sealer on.
Okay.
And I think we can just
here, this one here is when they were cutting the rebar to put into the cavity of the hole on top of the gravel before they start, pouring the concrete. Yep, we were all out there. It's very exciting, for the day. Um, okay, so what we're gonna do here is look at Peter's studio, get a kind of and look at these are the metal, pieces that are the raindrops that are coming out of cloudburst. Here he primed them and getting them ready, to cure while he was on a vacation. And so I'm just sharing some of the images. This is the concrete base that we were just talking about and showing you where we did the concrete pour. But inside of this is where he was cutting the grooves. We only really cut 3 instead of, and then what is going to happen to get the natural grain wood look on this, Carl is going to enhance it by painting, on top of the concrete and staining it after the installation. And so this is again images here of the base of where the sculpture is going to sit on and be attached to. Each of those raindrops pieces of elements of the sculpture will be attached into these here, screwed into these sections right here. And then we'll videotape this on tomorrow's installation. A lot of sculptures that went into this studio. A lot of work. Yeah, so these are the elements attached to the base. Here we go. Just the primary colors. He used primary colors are the base of all colors. They are primary. So we use the primary colors here. This is the scale of the project of it from there is a guy standing there. So again, to show the scale of how large it is. And then that's the crane truck that will be used to deliver the sculpture on Wednesday, October 1st. And here's again, I don't know what it looks like, but with a round base. And this is just the study of the piece. And then here are some of the, the metal cuts before they were primed. So there we go. This is Cloudburst. And again, it will be installed tomorrow. And then I'll have more footage to continue the conversation on the installation of these projects. There's Peter in his element. All right, join us and the Village of Hazel Crest Beautification Commission Open Land Arboretum presents Oaks and Folks Gala, Saturday, October 4th, 2025, at 11:30 to 1. And it'll be held in open lands, and we will be dedicating an unveiling of 2 new sculptures in Hazel Crest. Refreshments will be served. We will also have appetizers, entertainment, and artist talk by Christine Perry and Peter Gray. And this will be happening on Saturday, October 4th. If you want to attend, RSVP with Department of Public Works. And so we're just really excited about this project and this part of it being installed. So everyone's welcome to come out for this.
Have some ideas for it, and I've got all the colors. I'll just do it. And tomorrow it's supposed to be fairly cool, at least not as hot as it was yesterday. And so I'll just go at whatever time. Nobody has to be there. So that, yeah, but it's done, right?
Yes.
Charles finished it? He finished it, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
I
All
didn't
right.
take a picture of it, and I know we had a meeting last night, with the village manager and everyone, and Marilyn asked him had he finished it, and he said yes, and I think he was cutting it kind of, like close. I don't know. He might have taken too much off without, he doesn't just goes in and improvises and doesn't have he doesn't do an outline and measurement. He just goes in and it, starts cutting it. So
Does it still have a substantial back?
yes,
It does? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing something. I'm just, colors are just swirling around in my head, what I can do that won't be too complicated, but will add interest to it and also protect it from going gray. So,
Yeah, and the village manager wanted to remind me that the maquette, you did a maquette for this, a study for this piece, right?
no. A physical maquette? No,
Mhm.
just a mock-up, Photoshop mock-up.
Yeah, because he told me that belonged to Hazel Crest, not William Hill Gallery. And I was like,
It does not exist. And if I do a bench next year, I'm happy to give them the maquette. I think that would be
okay,
fun.
we'll make a note of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the bench would be an extension of um, the archway or another
No,
area.
remember the maquettes that I brought? I
I
brought 2
remember.
maquettes. Yeah. And whichever one I do for Hazel Crest, God willing, they can have the maquette. I've already told, I forget who I told, everybody.
You told that to the assistant village manager, Laverne.
Yes, yes, I
Bruton,
did. Yeah, I'm happy to do that, because I won't need it anymore. So they can have that, but seriously, that, I never made a maquette for that, for the tree sculpture.
Okay, so what I did today is I'm going to show some of the documentation that for you yesterday that I took.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had got the photographs ready.
Okay.
Thought I had them ready. Guess I didn't. Try again. I had changed the there it is. Get out of there. There it is. Yeah, yeah, so everybody's excited about that installation. They're really happy how it turned out. And you should be too.
Oh, I am. I'm happy and relieved.
So I'm gonna just start with this, kind of like here I captured you in the delivery
Yeah.
of the sculpture, you know.
That's the truck.
Right. And then here you can talk up, add it into this too, but here's Carl Person. He was out there waiting for us, already ready to go, in his gear and everything. It's just
Right.
in
And
the
those are
bucket.
the trees that were at 10 feet then, and then we decided they would be more like 9 feet, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so you took him down another foot.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I might have said this yesterday, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but because the two trees are so close together, it would not look proportionate if there was something on top. You have something really long and skinny and then something on top. It just doesn't, it's not proportionate. It doesn't have a good ratio. So that's why I decided to take it down. And then it would be even closer, the actual horizontal sculpture would be actually closer to the ground once the notches were made, which were, I don't know, like 4 inches.
Right. And then you say something like visually it's better so that the higher it is, the smaller the piece would have looked if it was higher.
Well, that too. Excuse me. Yeah, so I didn't want that. I wanted to strike a balance between it being close enough for people to see the detail, but not so close that people would climb and hang off of it
Right.
and mess with it. And this says nothing about the people of Hazel Crest. This is every piece of public art. Peter knows about this, right, Peter?
Yes, absolutely.
You cannot make it climbable because people want to climb. So yeah, so there are certain considerations. Well, Alpha, you've done public art.
Yeah, but we're just talking about it for conversation for
Yeah.
anyone that looks at the video, because I'm
Okay.
sure this information as
Yeah.
case study goes to Hazel Crest, for
Yeah.
folks on the trustee that have a question. We're just having, they were
Right.
out there, and if these questions kind of pop
Yeah.
up, then, we just have answers to them from your
Yeah.
perspective as the artist doing the work. And
Yeah.
here it is where this piece was, this is the first cut. And then this is the second. See how much difference that it looks? Because what was it, 10 foot before we got started?
I guess,
And now
I think
it's
it was
cut
more
down?
than 10 feet. I think it was more than, I think it was 11 actually. Yeah, because we measured it. Yep, it was 11. Yeah. So we took it
Okay.
down 2 feet.
And then all that stuff about, the weight of the sculpture, which was what, 100 pounds? Under 200?
I think under 100. Yeah.
Okay, so Carl was able, the only time somebody got up in the bucket, Craig got up in the bucket to help balance it when you
Right.
were putting it in the, so you had him go in right here with these
Right.
notches.
Right. So, I had asked Carl several times, do you want us to bring a scaffold? Because my vision was not 2 guys in the bucket, because that gets a little tight, but Carl in the bucket and Carl in the bucket on one side, at one log, at one tree, I should say, and Craig on the scaffold at the other end, and then they could, jockey it. But Carl just kept on saying, no, we've got a hoist, got a bucket, don't need it.
Yeah.
That was that. Well, it was okay.
Now here it looks wider than when we were at the street and we were further back, that's, what is that 3-foot spacing between?
I think that the trees kind of go like this. They're not completely parallel. But when Carl and I measured it, months ago, and this is standing on the ground, it was 3, maybe 3.5. But I think that farther up, they're a little wider, or the expanse is a little wider.
And you also, we'll get to that slide though, but right in here, what was the purpose of you putting the yellow, paint up there? I noticed you did that. He also did that at the cutting of the oak tree.
Yes. Because whenever you, Peter, do you do woodworking? You've done some wood, right?
Not very much.
Okay. Anything outside, is going to rot, or you try to prevent it from rotting, and there are some woods that are better than others, but you want to protect end grain. And, wherever you do a cross cut, that's end grain. And that is the most vulnerable to water. So you want to protect it. Now, if we had done this over 2 days, I would have put clear epoxy in there, which is what I put on the bottom of the sculpture, where it would be touching the trees. But this would dry faster, and I use Rust-Oleum, which I know Peter is using for his sculpture, and it's fairly fast drying. And if we took the sculpture off right now, I'm sure there'd be some yellow paint on the bottom, but it doesn't matter, nobody can see it. But that's why I did that. And I chose yellow because I thought, there are all these Rust-Oleum colors, but if anybody saw it, it'd be like a little flash. So I like.
And you said something about from Google Maps.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's also at the very top where you can't see it, where, the logs were cross-cut. And if it ends up on, it will end up on Google Maps eventually, and you might see those flashes of yellow.
Well, they have one of those drones that were photographing and documenting on Saturday. When
they're going to have it?
They're going to bring it out.
Wow. Nice.
And I'm like, we really need photos too. I'm going like, while you're at it and you're filming, can you take some stills? Because on Google, all we get is on Google Maps, all we get is the canopy. We don't get the trail, because when we start putting together the map, we need that image, a place where the sculptures are going to be placed, Well, because he asked me for the infograph of them, and I'm like, okay, all right, we'll get that to you, but where's it going to land?
Yeah. Well, what Google Maps does, and Alpha or Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, they update every few months. So if you're, for example, if you Google Map your house, it'll, and maybe you've done something to the house, maybe you've done something to the outside. Google Map won't show that, Google Maps won't show that until the satellite takes another picture, and they don't do it every day. So, you might see, if you Google Map your house, you might see a car in front and say, I don't have that car anymore. That's because they haven't updated.
Right, I get it. I see Google driving around too and doing that, and I use Google Maps and addresses and zoom in, Google Earth and all of that. But what we needed from them is the aerial view, and so we'll get it on Saturday. So
I guess I should have said Google Earth. That's what I meant. Google Earth.
So here we're gonna go through some of the slides because I did take some video.
All right, so now we're gonna cut another,
For some reason, I thought even with this video that he was gonna cut more off. I was like, please don't make it like, you did put a line up there, he eyeballed.
Yeah, so this notch right here, he has to cut in so that the sculpture fits down. level isn't here yet to measure.
Oh, really? It's all in your hair. Good that not. You know, okay. This is us lowering, you guys lowering the,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a kind of slow loading up here. I don't know. What's happening.
Alpha, I just gotta say that I have to leave at 2 because I have an appointment, so if we
Okay.
have to talk about anything dealing with Saturday, then we should do.
Yeah, we'll do that. I just wanted to review yesterday's
sure.
installation
Yeah.
with you. We're gonna go through this, but I'll load up more of the video because right now they're slow loading up.
Yeah,
But anyway, here we are.
Yes.
You know, I think that again, the village just really this takes up the whole screen.
Craig and Carl yucking it up,
Uh-huh.
talking about chainsaws.
They're just talking about it. So yeah, yeah, I really love the way that his arm is resting on that, and then the other hand,
And
you know,
she's
just he did like,
on the pedal
what's her name?
of the tree.
Hazelnut Arch.
It's Hazelnut Arch, that's right.
Okay, we'll just go on. A lot of the videos are going to be slow, so I'm just going to fast forwarding. You know, here you are again. You guys have to lift this up out of there again. And this is a good view of the backside. Some of the other images I took from the backside, it's so dark with the shade, you can't really see. The blues really stand out on this side.
Good.
Yeah, the village is really happy about it. I don't know, he just felt he could sometimes you can't visualize, you know, the concept of what we're doing until it's
There's a hazelnut, and then at the end is a fall leaf. They're all hazelnut leaves and nuts and everything. On the other side, it's all hazelnut leaves.
uh-huh.
Chris, take out the booth.
Amazing work, Christy.
I don't like how it's,
Thank you.
In a way, because then you don't have
I contact
possibility of
rot.
rot. Yeah.
Okay, that's you guys' conversation.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Lewis. He came out, he had a break between meetings and wanted to check it out. He saw everybody was passing by, looking out. A couple of the police officers were passing by. The chief of police stopped, you know, really excited about, you know, movement and things happening, you know. This is Dante Sawyer, you know, he is the well, actually, this is his baby. You know, he really wanted We Are in the Woods, you know, to happen there in Hazel Crest. So this is Dante Sawyer, village manager.
Alpha, is that the equivalent of mayor?
No, they have a president of the board of trustees.
Oh, okay. And that is who again?
That is Mrs. Yeah, you're right. You would catch me when I.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Let's not get hung up here. All right. Well, this is a good picture of the back. I mean, it is dark, but it was the time of day and.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I captured a good when that sun was coming over that.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well,
you know,
one of the
now
things
I'm all.
One of the things I want to do tomorrow is, since the boom truck won't be there, to take some pictures. And Bill is definitely not going to be there until Thursday.
You know, Bill's schedule is around his after school matters class. He said that he was going to he needs to get out there because his plants need to go in the ground and get water. So he's planning his delivery for Thursday.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll be taking pictures at different times, so tomorrow I'll take some pictures without the boom truck being there. And then after he does his plantings, that'll be another set of pictures. And I don't know when Carl's gonna do his mulch path. He should probably do that before Bill comes in. The mulch path through the trees.
Okay. So let's go. I got some more. I like the way that one came out.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way the light is hitting it.
Yeah, it's good light.
The village president is Sandra Alexander. She's on the letterhead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she was there when we presented. She was there early and she came back and looked at the maquettes that were on the counter back there.
Okay.
When we first arrived at the trustees meeting, she came out the back and was looking to see if the agendas were on the table and spoke and everything and went back. So
So she's
you know.
the president of the board, which is the equivalent of mayor, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
but her village president.
Yeah.
I got a lot of shots. Okay, so that's about that. We'll stop.
All right.
Going out there, but I just think you didn't need a crane,
Right.
bucket, what do you call it? A bucket truck worked out and just the two people that were there. The other guy, you got a chance to meet, he's new.
Charlie?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got a chance to meet Charlie. He also helped with Peter's pour. Well,
Oh, okay.
supervised and kind of looked
Okay.
around and was inquisitive about everything we were doing. So he's like new energy coming in to the projects.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
okay,
didn't
so-
know I didn't know Carl had, there was confusion, a crane on his bucket truck. I mean, that's, usually, I don't know, Peter, is that common to have a crane on the bucket?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, I-
because they got to lift stuff up to the guy in the bucket.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But I think of, yeah, okay.
Okay.
But it
So
just doesn't have the capacity for something like Peter's sculpture.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So
Not
the
a
only
heavy
thing,
duty
like,
crane.
the only thing like you're gonna ask for Saturday is we're asking the artist to arrive by 11. We're gonna be there at 10 setting up and everything, and our artist to arrive at 11. And we're looking at the order of the program. And after the introductions that happened with the media, the village manager talking about the project, and then he'll hand it over to the guest speakers that came, that are more of the other politicians that are going to come and speak. And then they'll hand it over to Marilyn to talk about open lands. From that, they'll talk with Carl, and Carl has his two folks from the nursery that donated the oak, and he will come on and they will be introduced. And then after that, we'll take a walk over to your installation, and then they're gonna have a drape over it, and then they'll
Okay.
do unveiling, and then it's a Q&A.
Okay,
All right, and then and then after that, we're setting it up so that we go down the path. And then Carl really wants most of the focus beyond the arts. One of the oak trees that were donated, because that's why we're doing the Open Folks Gala. So midway, they'll be doing that installation, of the tree, and then going on down to the end where Peter is. And I kind of said, well, I don't really think that should be the order of things. Peter should be second. This is what we had on the itinerary. So they're going to spend 15 minutes, between getting to your spot, talking with you, doing the dedication, photo ops and things, and then leave from there and then go down the trail. And then the next spot is Peter's. And then same thing with Peter. Now I have to go and I don't know, do you have a tarp that could cover that, Peter? Or do I have to make this special stop at Home Depot to buy a tarp to cover your sculpture?
Alpha, it was on an email that they were providing.
I called him on it last night. I said, Mr. Lewis, I'm looking at your
you know, what you said you were gonna do, and right here, bold letters, you were gonna get the tarp, and then they go, okay, we're not gonna get it. Could you just go pick up the tarp?
well,
Since
I
I
would've
researched
brought
how
my-
much it is, like $30 tarp
Oh,
to, you know,
geez.
cover. Because they didn't want to really get anything cheap, you know, to cover the sculpture, but I thought Public Works would have
Oh,
something.
that's really too bad.
It's just another Home Depot stop I gotta make, in the midst of getting here and there and.
And then you
stuff like
need,
that.
you need to get one with grommets, and then you need to get rope.
How are you
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
get
thanks
it
for
up
telling me
over
that.
the top of the sculpture?
Yeah.
I would
Rope
just
and what
forget
else?
about it.
Hmm?
I wouldn't wrap it.
I think I agree with you, Peter, but they just had this thing that they want to unveil it, you know, for the folks that come. And so now we got to go through a rehearsal of the unveiling. You know, once they install your sculpture, they want to have the tarp so that they could, they're going to leave it exposed, but then morning of, bring the bucket truck out to put
okay.
the veil over, so it's ceremonial like that. And then
Okay.
when they get down there, they want to just go through, you know, uncovering it and unveiling it for the public, you know.
Okay,
Mhm.
our
whatever
guests.
they want.
Yeah.
I know, like, okay, you know what I mean? But we're gonna do that and, you know, be ceremonial. And
Yeah.
I know they're gonna love the project. I did get some footage of them pouring your concrete
Yeah,
and
I saw
everything
that.
like that and post it. So that's ready to go. I didn't get a chance to walk over there and look at how cured it was or anything from Friday, because I
Doesn't
was,
matter.
it does to me. I was like, that was one of my things to do is walk down there, but then we wind up, because it took really like, what, 4 hours we were there from 10 to, I didn't leave there from till 2:30. But you left about 1, right? A little after 1, like 1:30, Christine?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me. No, it's just
It's
daydreaming.
only like 2 of us on this call. So
Just thinking about something else. 1 o'clock. So it took from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock.
yeah,
3 hours.
yeah, yeah. So that, I
And-
think it was good timing and everything.
Yeah,
get everything.
yeah,
We weren't in a hurry.
it was complicated. I think that Peter's will take less time. What do you think, Peter?
30 minutes.
Okay, it will be less time. What time are you going to be there tomorrow?
I'm trying for 10. Just
Okay,
depends on when the truck gets there.
all right. So you might be gone by 10:30. All right.
No, I'll hang around a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It could
'Cause
take
you're
an
not
hour
going
by
back
the
with the
time we
truck.
clean it all up and,
Yeah.
You're
right.
not going
I-
back with the truck. You're gonna follow the truck, right?
no, the truck goes all by himself.
Oh, okay, right. You're gonna follow him. So
No,
yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
just
meet
staying
you.
home. I'm gonna stay at the site to touch up anything that needs touched up.
Yeah, I'll be down there. I'll show up tomorrow at 10, just like that.
So Peter, you're going in your own vehicle, right?
Yes,
All
yes.
right. That's what okay. And Alpha, what are we, all right, so we have to be there at 11 on Saturday. It doesn't start till 11:30. And any ideas what we should be doing in that amount of
Having a
time?
drink.
Having a drink.
Still
Look,
early.
and that's the whole thing,
Still early
other
for me.
thing, we have to deal with the whole bar licensing stuff.
Yeah,
Unless you bring your own, but I'm having the bartender bring wine. And they're having like a sangria and then mocktails.
Okay.
Like that, no, nothing hard. I just thought wine would be enough,
Okay.
like that. And then we, you know, I'm ordering the food for breakfast. You guys get there early enough, you have breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And coffee and everything will be on hand, and then
Why
we
you-
just have appetizers, you know, sandwiches.
Yeah.
I'm making these
Peter, you're shaking your head about breakfast?
no, no.
I'm
it's-
making these little
This is
swag.
getting very complicated.
I'm making
Okay.
these little swag containers. Where's that mirror at? Yeah, there it is. Anyway, I thought it was
Oh,
cute.
okay. Yeah, you were telling me
To
about
echo
that.
Peter's metal.
Yeah, okay.
You see a little bit of it. I'm putting
Yep.
these cans together. They're empty, but I'm
Uh-huh.
putting our swag in them. Like, you know, Bill put his postcards in there, or note
Uh-huh.
cards in there. And then you
Okay.
gave me yours yesterday. I have some stuff from Botanical Garden. I'll
Mhm.
put something in here. And do you have any cards, Peter?
Yeah, I'll bring some.
I'll pick, okay, I'll get them from you tomorrow. And that way I can have them in these containers. These are like for the trustees.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought it was so cute. I got it might be corny to somebody else. It's not corny to me. I couldn't get what I wanted, like the pail, tin pail, so that we could keep the metal theme. But I took a key. When we close this up, it'll be a key that they can open it and go in and take out, whatever. But this is their branding thing that they can take away, things that are functional, hand sanitizer, stuff like that. So I was
I would
putting
love to have a
12 of
paint
these
can.
together for the Board of Trustees. There it is.
Yeah,
I'm just
paint
putting the
cans are
label on
great.
today.
Yeah,
You know, that
wonderful.
says gala, and they can walk away with,
Yeah, I think it's great. Useful.
Yeah, like that.
Yep.
They're looking forward to that. I'm just preparing again, 12 for the trustees.
Mhm.
We said 50 people, but we're gonna just look at, I don't know how many people from your guest list. If you can let me know your guest count.
Sure. Yeah, I'm getting some messages now. Somebody's going to be out of town. I don't expect a lot of people.
And then
Oh,
Peter
okay.
said nobody from his circle is gonna drive out. Did you give him the invitation?
Some.
Yeah. Yeah, I think several of my people will come. We'll see.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a count, but the only thing I was doing is preparing for 50. And we're
Yeah.
just, making sure that we have, food for the first, like the 50 people,
Yeah.
that come out and stuff. So I just wanted to get your count.
Mhm.
If I could get your count, today is Tuesday, at least by Thursday.
Yeah,
'Cause
if
I'm
they
gonna put the
respond by
order
that
in.
time. Yeah. All right. Okay.
We already have one order in for sandwiches and
All right.
I have to pay and pick those up, and then for breakfast stuff and other
Mhm.
trays, I have to order those, today. So if I can, I mean, within that 50, we can make a true count of the
Yeah.
garden. All right. So I know you said you had to go. I just wanted to highlight you.
Aw,
And you talk about, the way you feel the way the project has went so far. Yours is the first in the ground,
Uh-huh.
you know.
I'm really happy. I'm happy it's done. I have a draft that I'm working on of the description. I don't know
Okay.
if you want that from Peter as well. I don't mean to give you homework, Peter, but Alpha gave me homework to do, which is a description of the piece and the significance of it. Because I was telling Mr. Sawyer about, I think it was, or Mr. Lewis, or both, I can't remember because I talked to a bunch of people yesterday, about the significance of, the elements of the sculpture, and that some of the wood came from the Arboretum, and that hazelnut leaves were on there, etc.
And then this will go on their website.
Oh, okay, great.
Right, because it's like all of this information cannot go right there on that round where we would be putting
I
the
know. Yeah,
plaque.
right.
And I said, well, if we created a QR code, that code would go back to that their website,
Mm-hmm.
and
Sure.
then they could get the information,
Mm-hmm.
like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think Peter, and keep it short. Doesn't have to be long.
Right.
Description and stuff, and then of course a link to your website. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great.
Right, so we'll see you. You said you're coming Thursday, not Wednesday?
No, I thought I was going to come Thursday. Well, I don't know what I said.
You said you were gonna come
I
tomorrow.
was originally going to come Wednesday afternoon,
Mhm.
because I didn't want to be in the way of Peter's, but now that I think of it, they're two separate projects, and also Peter's going to be done in a half hour. So, yeah, I'll come like late morning, early afternoon, and
And you don't need my help, or yes?
no.
Okay,
Nah.
all right. I'll be out there,
Okay.
That's if you need to.
All right.
hop off.
Yeah. Yes. And well, I will see you on Saturday and probably communicate with you before that.
Okay, great.
All right.
All right, and give me a count. If you can text it to me, that'd be
Definitely.
great. I'll have
right.
it. And the names of the folks that RSVP'd and
Oh.
said they were coming.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Peter, you're all set for tomorrow.
I guess so.
No questions?
Nope.
Okay. And I will meet you out there. I did have like these images from the
Oh,
that
I saw the ones you sent already.
of the pour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was great that we got that out of the way. I'm just gonna put it up for pop-up research station's sake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that, so that we record it. And then, you know, you want to hang around for that, you could, but you know, we're just gonna be excited about being out there tomorrow and getting yours delivered, you know.
Yep. Me
So,
too.
yeah, so here comes the truck along the way.
Yep.
You know, that's a real narrow pathway to get to your, this is Maryland, of course, we're all out there. This is what they used from, it was a previous, I guess, you know, that ring.
Yeah, it
that
looks like a plastic ring
Yeah,
from
they had that
landscaping.
before from another project, so they was still left there, so they were able to use that.
Yeah, it worked out great.
Mhm. And then here it is. I was waiting for
The concrete to
quick-
come out.
Yeah, of course. I was standing there waiting for it to come out. They're gonna clean up all this area around, you know, the concrete. I mean, around the pour.
Yeah.
So it's
No, it
not
looks
gonna be-
great.
We're not gonna keep waiting on him, but I had asked a question about rebar and putting rebar down,
Yep.
you know, in the middle. And here we go with the concrete finally, you know,
It's a lot of concrete.
coming down. Well, we'll keep going. But anyway, here is how
No, they
clean
did a
it
nice
is.
job. Right.
Yeah. And they came back to do the scoring for you.
Oh, okay, great.
You know, where you had asked for the there we are out there just like, and so for some reason I forgot, I thought you were on the other side, and but anyway, it all worked out. But here they are making your, what is this, you're going to use this for your drainage of
Yeah, it's
rain.
just to keep the water from building up.
Now, does that look level to you, or it's just me looking through the lens?
Oh, I'm sure they leveled.
Cutting the ridges in here for the water flow to come off, as Peter requested, or a drainage.
No.
I'm surprised we didn't have ice swarming up over here. Because you know the workers, it is a you know, that team of concrete for that company is you know.
Yep.
Without me even having to say it, I was just standing there going like, you know, with the, you know, the workers that are coming out with all of the training, they have a contract to do all of the concrete pours for the village, you know, up into the driveway and sidewalk.
Yeah, right.
So that other bid we got was from another outside company, which they had won something like $2,400 just to install the concrete. So they went back to Plan B, which is Carl, you know, digging it out, and they just delivered the concrete. So it really all worked out where we didn't have to pay the extra, you know, $2,400 for that. Wasn't factored in because we did talk to the village earlier about they were going to take on that responsibility of, you know, the concrete, and then having Public Works take care of it.
Yeah, you can edge it around.
Okay, more conversation. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, this is a good load-in area too. I don't know about the parking on that side of the street. This is Emerson Street.
Mhm.
And I'm just putting this up because sometimes this might be a good street for you to park on. It's right there by your sculpture if you come
Yeah,
around
okay.
Emerson Street. Um, and I don't know where, I just think this would be ideal parking area for you when you come
Well, I
tomorrow.
gotta unload a whole bunch of stuff, so.
Yeah, because then you can just come through here. Or unless you
Hmm.
think you're gonna drive your truck onto the parkway.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and you don't need to come over here.
No.
Because it's right there by your sculpture.
Yeah. Looks great.
Okay, here we are, finally.
Oh, look at that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it on pause so we can really see. They were putting the grooves in.
Mhm. Awesome.
Here we go. Nice and clean.
Mhm.
And then Carl is gonna come out and then do the color
Right.
seal.
Nice job.
Mm-hmm. They asked me if they wanted it groomed, like brushed, and
Yeah, right.
I'm like, well, no. We want it shiny. Nice.
Nice. And I'm gonna drill holes in it, so.
Right. So are the holes that you drill in, are you going to solder the
No,
screws in?
they're big concrete screws.
Mm. I was just like asking because the sculptures that we had in Sacramento, somebody came and actually took the bolts off and
Oh.
knocked the chair over as if they were going to try to steal it, but they found,
Yeah.
I guess it was too heavy to try to move,
Yeah.
But they succeeded. So we had to go back and have the general contractor,
Yeah.
solder the actual, let's see, yeah,
Right. I know what
you
you
know,
mean.
Twice yours, you mean?
some more of that. So I think that is it on, let me come out of that share.
No, that
But
was really
yes,
good.
that's
Thank
what we
you.
were doing out there on last Friday, kind of getting your space together. I'm so excited about it. I'll add some images of your sculpture to this that you share with us to this
Mhm.
pop-up research station documentation like that. So
Great.
you don't have any other questions, I'll see you
Okay.
tomorrow
See you
morning,
tomorrow.
10 a.m.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Great job. Great job.
All right, thanks.